Hi my loves, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing really well. This week I thought I could bring you along with me for a weekly vlog and take you through my wellness practices, things that transform my mindset, keep me on what I'd like to call the straight and narrow. And I feel like I need this video myself right now. I've had two big moments, one being last week, the day before my period. I went to the gym and just burst into tears, like sobbing basically into the leg press. I started off with squats, moved to leg press, and just everything just like came out and I was just sobbing away. And bless Mason, he was like trying to talk to me, but my head was just all over the place and I felt a little bit discombobulated. And when I've looked at things, I feel like I've been neglecting myself a little bit, which is so normal. Like when our life gets busy, sometimes we can put ourselves at the last stop, at the back of the pile, and we're constantly putting things, situations, work, people, friends and family like before ourselves. And remember, we can't pour from an empty cup. So this week is going to be all about just getting realigned with myself. I feel like my thoughts and emotions have just been like taking over things, and whenever you're running your own business and trying to achieve any goal, I feel like you need to be able to think not only emotionally but also be able to prioritize, think straight and clearly, and not be reacting based on how you feel each day. So it's going to be all things wellness, food, some of my favorite supplements, exercise. These are all things that just help me feel my best from the inside out. I think it's all connected as well. Like when your mind isn't right, your body can't be right. When your body's in a good place, you need to also make sure your mindset is aligned and everything is connected. We're all connected. Okay, I wanted to talk to you about something that I've been adding in over this past few weeks, which is collagen again. I stopped taking it a while ago, but I've recently gone back to it because I've wanted to really improve my skin. And collagen helps I can never say this word. Collagen helps fibroblasts form in the dermis, which is your middle skin layer, which helps new cells grow and plays a role in replacing dead skin cells. I prefer marine collagen. I've been testing quite a few different brands. One that I'm currently using and trying out is the Vital Proteins collagen peptides. So I just take a tablespoon of collagen, like that much, put that into my huge water drinker. This has been a game changer that I've got. It's from Amazon, similar to a Stanley cup, and I just feel like I've been drinking a lot more water throughout the day because I have it next to my desk, and I feel like my skin is glowing a lot more from being more hydrated in general. And then I also have started adding in beef liver. I've only been having this for about a week, so I'll give you a review when I've tried it for a bit longer. It does sound a little bit gross, doesn't it? It's really rich in vitamin A. Obviously you don't want to overdo it, as in be having too much vitamin A in general, but vitamin A is an antioxidant, supports skin health, thyroid, eye health, enhances immunity. It can really help with fatigue, and I'm more thinking I wanted to try it out mainly for my recovery to see if it helps. I've also been adding apple cider vinegar, but one thing about me, I feel like I take things to the extreme. So I was having apple cider vinegar in sparkling water in one of these multiple times a day, and then I just clocked on the other day, I was thinking I don't want to make myself too acidic, so I've been reducing that to once a day. But that has definitely helped and contributed to my digestion. Like I feel like I don't bloat half as much as I used to, which is just the best feeling. So I just de-pip them, and then I find it easier to just cut the skin off this way rather than spoon it out, especially if it's not that ripe. Like I find you just get more papaya. Okay, I've just put an obscene amount of chili flakes onto this. I've also just accidentally added garlic granules to my papaya, but here's my high protein breakfast. So I put a little bit of cottage cheese, bagel, egg, turkey bacon, avocado, and papaya that I've half eaten. come up to my office and look, I've had a delivery. Ah! These arrived yesterday. Flonus cats, which you will hopefully be able to get soon. I love this green. Dun, 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 dun. That is super exciting, and there's something else on the mirror which you can see there. Oh, I just can't wait for Flonus Club to launch. So excited. And yeah, I'm just working in my office. I'm going to do a couple hours of deep work. I'm actually just planning future content for Flonus, and I need to just get everything out of my brain onto a blank piece of paper whilst it's fresh. I've been switching things up a little bit because sometimes I find if I run and train in the morning, I'm tired straight afterwards. So I find if there's anything like super creative that I need to do, I move it to first thing in the morning, like whilst my brain is fresh and I have the ideas. So here's my little work setup. I've tried to make it more cute. I feel like this room does need some decor, but I've got my vision board behind there. I like being able to see that every day. And then I got this see-through, like this acrylic stand for my laptop. A few hours later and I've just finished my therapy session. Sometimes I come off of those therapy sessions and I just have to take a minute. Like I've just sat for basically 5 minutes just staring out the window. Today was really intense and I haven't even looked in the mirror, but I have a feeling I might have mascara down my face because I got a bit emotional, which I don't always do, but we just went through loads of stuff. Like some sessions I find with therapy are, sometimes I'm like, oh, I just feel like I've had a conversation for an hour. Other ones like today feel really intense. Like I don't think one therapy session is ever the same, but today we ended up talking a lot about the iceberg model with, I just googled it actually to read more into it, but it's like a psychoanalytical theory. So you've got your conscious mind, so like that's all your like thoughts that you're having kind of right now. She sent me a picture. So 5% of our thoughts are only conscious, 95% of our other thoughts are in our id. So I don't know if you can see this on here. Basically like our thoughts are kind of like this iceberg that's out of the water, that's visible. I remember learning about this in psychology. And then there are conscious thoughts, and then our unconscious thoughts are in our id and super ego. And I feel like I'm having a lot of self-doubt at the moment, which is predominantly like coming from my id. So just looking at like how I can work on that, and also just where these thoughts are coming from. And I feel like I'm very like career driven, and I want to try and work on not getting all my validation from achieving things to do with work, to do with things that are external, and more from just within. And I wanted to mention therapy because when I'm trying to be my best self and show up as the best version of me, mindset is so important. And I know therapy isn't accessible to everyone, but if you have the opportunity, I could not recommend it more. I found it quite hard to actually find a therapist in the beginning. It probably took me like 3 months to find the right therapist for me. What I found most useful when I was looking was, I think it was called Psychology Today. I found my therapist on there. It was like dating, like you've got to try out have a few phone calls. I think I'd read somewhere like try and go for a therapist who looks a little bit like you as well. That can help. And that is how I found my lady. I do it all over Zoom, which works really well for me, and I've been doing that for like over a year now, which has just helped so much. Like I feel like I have a much deeper understanding of myself. I've worked through a lot of like limiting beliefs. Something I talked a lot about today as well in my session was around confidence and self-sabotage. So you might relate to this. So say if you're working on a project, or there's things and goals that you've had in your mind for maybe like 3-4 years that you've wanted to do, and you've actioned, you've got to a certain point, and then you kind of stop, and then a year will go by and you're like, why didn't I finish that? Like I have a few things like that, like it's mainly project based that I haven't finished, or I've done all the hard work and then I've just self-sabotaged and not followed through with certain things. Or we were looking into that, and a lot of that is around fear and fear of failing. So the next time something like that happens with you, or if there's something that's cropped up in your mind, like as I've just said that, ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? what is the worst that could happen? Just asking yourself that question, you realise like it's really not that bad, or it's not as scary as you think, but just simply having the awareness around that is so powerful. And I think I need to print that off to see that every day. What's the worst that could happen? And it's really not that bad. But sometimes we can just get so crippled by these overthinking thoughts that aren't even true, and we don't already think of like how far we've already come, all the things we like already are, without our achievements, without all these just like constructs and frameworks. Like we already are enough. And we can just get so crippled by like constantly feeling like we need to be on this hamster wheel of achieving more, and not sitting in all that you already are, if that makes sense. So that is my takeaways from today's session. If therapy isn't something that you'd want to do, or it's not accessible, I would really recommend shadow work. That's another thing that I did a lot of last year. So you can get a lot of inspo from Pinterest, or just type in like inner child shadow work, and these questions you can go through, and that is so powerful in itself. It just has you thinking in different frameworks around certain scenarios, getting to know yourself a little bit more. It is quite deep, but really useful for just understanding your mindset. Okay, I need to go for a run. It is, what time is it? It's 10 to 7. I haven't moved today. As in, I've just been at my desk most of the day, but I've just prioritised what needed doing today. That's another act of self-care, just getting the things done that move the needle the most on certain days. And I've got some time now, I can just go and like decompress on a run. Really not feeling like it, if I'm honest, like, but I'm gonna do it because I know I will feel amazing afterwards, and I think it'll be really good because I feel like I've not got much fresh air today. Oh, that was a really good run actually. I did 6 kilometres. That was my second fastest time in the mile, so 29 minutes. It was an easy pace run. I tried to keep my heart rate nice and low. I shall show you. That was really nice. I've just put the air fryer on, by the way. That made me appreciate living in the countryside, even though it was absolutely throwing it down. Yesterday and today, I saw a little hare of some sort just then, and the sun was like coming through the clouds as it was setting. It was really cute. By the way, it was my Strava that I just showed you. It's kind of like a social media, but for runners, if you don't know what it is. But it's really cute because you can document all your runs. Like I always add a little picture. Good morning, it is Wednesday, and look at this cup. I don't know why, I just think this is the cutest thing. This was one of my late night Etsy buys. So I'm just about to do a meditation. I also wanted to talk to you about why I actually meditate and why I think it's something we should all do. I'm going to do a 100-day meditation challenge. I've decided kind of just this second as I've said that to you, because I feel like that will really help with my mindset and also just making a commitment to myself. And let me explain why. So last week I noticed like I didn't feel regulated. Like I felt like my emotions were taking over my day rather than like my logical brain, and I felt a little bit of like just disconnected to my creativity at times. Like I felt a little bit blocked, or like I'm thinking to myself, why are things taking me so much longer to do? I feel like I'm not achieving enough in my days, and I think it's come right back to not managing my state. So your state is made up of different components. I feel like in order for us to be in that flowy state, we need to be doing some form of movement. So getting outside or going to the gym, doing some form of mindfulness, so journaling and taking time to actually just sit with our thoughts, process things, meditation, and then eating well. Like I think those are the pillars you need in order to be in a really good state. By the way, I'll show you how to do this in step-by-step calls with me and other girls, so you can be accountable and also get my training and nutrition plans in one membership. I have a few spots left for the launch week, so don't miss out. It's in the top line of this video's description. So I wrote some notes because I've done so much journaling over this past week. That's the other thing, like when you have the awareness to like get everything out your head, you can really address things. And I just came to this conclusion overall, and obviously having my therapy session yesterday, that my state was just not in the best place, which isn't something, I'm not saying you should have this expectation that you're going to be in this like high vibe, always every day is perfect, things don't come up. That's just, it's unrealistic. But the thing that I can control is my emotional state and how I make sure like I filled my cup so that I can show up as this best version. If you're feeling like you've been a bit of a low vibe, so you haven't got your usual zest for life, you feel quite depleted and you don't feel that enhanced or like things are flowing, this doesn't mean that you're like a low person. Like, please don't think that you're just like a negative person or a low person. It's literally just that your state is in a lower place. You're up against a lot of internal resistance and your negative thoughts are taking over more so than your positive ones. What comes with this is a lot of our limiting beliefs, so things that we can't do are taking over more so than the things that we can do, and obviously we want it the other way around. This can happen due to just like a while of letting things kind of build up and not making time for yourself. And when that inner critic really starts to ramp up, like this is something that builds up, you're reaffirming these negative thoughts on things that you can't do. And this is where a lot of the procrastination comes in, and just doing simple things can feel really hard. And when you're in this state, this is when it's really hard to actually access your creativity, because you just feel like things aren't clear and you can't think straight. Practices like meditation really helps with connecting to yourself, to really feel what's going on, journaling things out so you have awareness. And then when things are going good, it's when you've got your tools in place and you're practicing and showing up for yourself and connecting with yourself every day. And it's when we put down our tools or drop a few of our tools that things start to kind of like not break, but just break down. So we want to have like our tools in place and be set up to have like a clear mindset, and so that we're in alignment and working towards the right goals rather than focusing too much on the other areas. And another one, which is unrelated but it's a big part, which is connection, and something that I feel like it's a big thing that a lot of people are lacking, because now we're so online, we're at our desks, we're in offices, and it's so easy to just send a quick text and class that as communication, but really it's not connection. Like, you just need to ask yourself sometimes, when was the last time I had a deep conversation in person with someone and connected, which is sometimes all that we're lacking, all that we feel like is a miss. And then this brings me on to meditation. So I'm going to take you through like how I do meditation. I put on my incense. I get these in a pack off Amazon. They're Satcha incense sticks, and I like to just set a really nice vibe. So this is how I keep it something that I look forward to, because it feels like my little ritual. I have my Slowness Club affirmation cards. I feel like I'm giving really spiritual vibes right now. So I'm going to just go through these cards, and then I'm just gonna pick one, and this is your message for today. I was gonna talk to you then, so tell me when to stop. Okay. Ooh. Right, I'm gonna go with that one because this it flew out. Your inner happiness and mental wellness should be a priority in everything you do. That is your message for today. The one that I pulled the other day was, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I had to repeat that a few times, but how true is that? So I'm using this incense. I always make sure I've got a window open, because otherwise I'd just smoke myself out. And these are my crystals. These have all been presents, which has been really nice. I've got this little blanket that I put over me, and I like to use my headphones. I feel like when you're listening to a guided meditation, it just hits different when it's through your headphones, and if you live with other people, it just obviously blocks out the noise. I've been using Great Meditation on YouTube for my meditation. They do some really nice 10-minute ones, and I'll also be having meditations in the Slowness Club, which is launching really soon. I'm going to do this one, a guided meditation for inner calm, and it's literally just a voice guiding you through your breath. So if you find your brain always just switches off, or you have loads of thoughts, I think guided ones are so good because they bring you right back and just remind you as well to allow thoughts to come and go. And then, God, what's happening to my voice today? Maybe that's my sign to shut up, actually. I feel like I'm rambled and chatted quite a lot. So it was a glute focused leg day, starting off with back squats. Since I've been running more, I've noticed that my hips are actually quite a bit tighter, so I found it hard to progressively overload in terms of weight with my squats, which is absolutely fine because I always want to prioritise my form. So I've just been trying to work on my actual depth and making sure my mid back isn't kind of giving way. So this has been challenging, but really good nevertheless. I did 4 sets of 12, then the last 3 sets of 10 reps with the back squats. Then I moved into some barbell RDLs. I'm doing 4 sets of 10 reps. Then I clearly chose violence this day because I've added in a barbell reverse lunge straight after RDLs. I did 4 sets of 10 reps each leg. I did a little bit of deep core work in between. You can see I'm actually closing my eyes here, which really helps with just getting that engagement. So you want to make sure your mid back is touching the mat to really engage your core. Super important, and just always worth spending some time with your hands, just seeing where you can really feel it in your core. So I did 2 sets of each exercise, about 10 to 15 reps per movement, and I've been training my core a lot more. It's one of my goals to build some real core strength. Of course, you also use your core in a lot of your compound movements, which is great, but I think it's so important to do direct work and also progressively overload your core, like making sure you're building some form of strength or endurance and using weights, and also doing real controlled body weight work like Pilates. I finished with some ab roll-ups, which these are so tough. Definitely give them a go in your next workout. Then I finished with a variation of hyperextensions. My gym doesn't have a machine to do hyperextensions on, so we're making do. I literally just put my barbell pad over the bar, use a 10 kg plate, and I did 3 sets of 12 reps. This is really good for that upper portion of the glutes. And then I finished with a foam roller glute bridge. This is a really good exercise if you're trying to tighten your hamstrings, and also a real good one for runners, so would really recommend. Hello, it is Thursday. I just finished my leg session, and I also did some deep core Pilates work at the end that I've been adding in a couple of times a week, which I'm really enjoying. I'm really trying to focus actually on training and building a strong core more. I trained for 1 hour and 18 minutes, which I don't normally do. Usually my sessions are around 45 minutes, but I was really enjoying that one. I'm going to do a cryotherapy session. Cryotherapy has so many benefits for everything. Okay, if you're wondering and you're not actually fully sure what is cryotherapy, but you've seen it around, it's basically just extreme cold and you're immersing yourself for short bursts of time, which you can build up. So I started at 2 minutes and then built up to 4 minutes. So I haven't been doing it when I'm in a routine of it. I try and do it at least once a week if I have time. If you don't have access, of course, I know it can be expensive, and there's so many other things that you can do for cold therapy. Like, the other thing that I have been doing is cold showers, because my boiler is broken, which is also absolutely amazing. And you could also run yourself a cold bath or get one of them little tubs off Amazon. The benefits of cryotherapy are it really helps improve collagen production, so literally amazing for your skin recovery. If you've ever got an injury or something that you're trying to speed up the healing process, can help with boosting your metabolic effect, can counteract fatigue, reduced focus and overall lethargy. And a lot of people use it for migraines and headaches, so if that's something you also suffer with. And I'm particularly using it this week for helping with my sleep, because I've been struggling with my sleep recently, and cryotherapy is really good for that. Javs. It's Friday and I've just done a run and trained, and I've just washed my hair. I'm washing my hair every kind of few days, like whenever I'm running more I obviously have to wash it a little bit more. Just gonna do my makeup first. I've got some moisturiser on, and then I've been really liking this Bondi Sands tinted SPF for summer. I did my tan and I've got tan all over my lovely pink headband. I feel like I can't do my makeup without this though, because it just gets all my hair off my face. I tucked my ears in. Foundation I'm currently loving is this MAC Studio Radiance. It's a serum powdered foundation, so it's got hyaluronic acid in. I feel like it just doesn't break me out half as much, and it's really nice for every day, but also you can build it up. Okay, now to do my hair. So I've been really liking this Weller Thermal Image Heat Protect Spray. I just would never put heat on my hair if I didn't use a heat protect spray. It really makes a difference, and I feel like my ends just don't break half as much as they used to. Then run my hairbrush through my hair, and then on every fourth wash I use this Wow Dream Coat Supernatural Spray. It is a bit tacky, like I feel like it makes your hair a bit sticky, which is why I wouldn't use it too much. But you really need like a real thick amount, like your hair needs to be coated for it actually to work. If you've got similar hair to me, like frizzy, wavy, or even a curl, definitely give this a try. I'll pop any links to anything I use in this video down below. So I'm using my Dyson Airwrap to dry my hair. Let me show you the tools that I use. I use all three. So I use this to like loosely kind of dry my hair to about 80%, this bad boy to smooth my hair and my frizz, and then this for the curl. Like they go together so well. Here is the hair. Oh my god, did you hear that click? I just clicked my neck when I went like that. That serves me right. Just got home, and well, not just got home, it's been a little while, just done some work. I've also got a work call in a second, and I've just had my food shop be delivered. This is one of my favourite wellness routines, rituals, whatever you want to call it, but I swear by this because it just means that I'm not having to constantly think about what I'm making or have I got X, Y and Z in the fridge. So I have a scheduled food shop that comes every week. So here's my weekly food shop. These are just my staples. So I'll always get the big 1 kg beef mince. I get the 5% fat one. If Mason's here, then I'll get like 2 or 3 of them because we just go through so much protein. Some 5% turkey mince, chicken breast. I like that they're like reducing the plastic, which we like to see. Some turkey bacon. I have this every single day. And then I've been getting the 2 chicks egg whites. This is so much easier and perfect if I'm working from home and just want a quick breakfast rather than having to faff around with the eggs. I've got some more apple cider vinegar that I'd run out with, as well as fermented foods like sauerkraut. This is so nice to put with, I could have it with like anything and everything. It doesn't really taste of much, but it just adds a bit of jazz to your salads. So I really like that. And then I feel like in the summertime, like I'm always just putting salads with lunch and dinners. I really like romaine lettuce with some balsamic glaze on, cucumber, 2 broccolis, then some bananas, potatoes. So yeah, loads of salad and red onions, potatoes, bell peppers, oranges. I get the extra, what are they called? Lemon Gold oranges that are lovely. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. normally get papayas, but I think that's the only thing when you get your food truck delivered. Sometimes they send substitutes. So I've now got 4 juicy mangoes instead. They're very soft as well. I feel like they're gonna go out absolutely quick. Just started whiskey. I picked this for my nephew. It's a little stripy suit. I can't cope. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't know what it is with like toddlers and babies' clothes. They make me, I don't know, it makes me so emotional. I feel like he's growing so quick. And then for his mummy, I got some flowers. This is a little hat. So the supermarket didn't really have any nice bunches. So I thought it just made sense to get 2 of some peonies and also some sparkling rosé. It's a really nice sunny evening. Right, my loves, that brings us to the end of today's wellness vlog. I really hope you've enjoyed this one and taken some value. Let me know if you try any of these out. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. These totally change just how I feel and how I look at things as well on a whole. Don't miss the launch week with limited spots in the top line of this video's description. I can't wait to see you inside the Flonus Club and share with you what is to come. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.